Hello there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to another TGIF Talks, episode 129. I think it is actually 139 now.
30 minutes on the clock.
I'm your host, Dr. Sheep. Joe, my co-host, Thomas Phil.
Yeah, again.
So much excitement.
I'm very enthusiastic.
Let's roll the intro.
That's going to be so loud.
Something like that. Alrighty. So, hello, we're back.
Again, unfortunately.
Again, unfortunately. What do you mean, unfortunately?
Well, every week. Such a drag.
Of course it's every week. God. What, so, the submarine memes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching a video.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
No, not the Beatles. I have heard that. No, so one of the craziest things, right? Oh, that's gone now. that is in the abyss now, behind my tubs. What are you doing?
Spit out my gum.
What? Don't just put it on the table. Oh, you're putting it in water. Okay, that works.
It's not in the water. It's the side of the cup.
That works.
Okay,
Okay, so I watched a video, and they're talking about they're talking about the gas laws, and being the submarine, and the air inside being when the thing imploded and it being compressed under 600 pounds of 6,000 pounds of psi or something stupid.
And imploded.
Yeah. Well, they talked about how you would be burnt.
Yeah, I was wondering how much heat, because see, my friends and I had a discussion, whether or not how quickly they would have died. And I was just like, that force of the water and everything just caving in, they would have been knocked unconscious.
No.
Before they could have perceived anything.
So Scott Manley said, you... So
do you think they were still alive?
No. So here's the saying with this. In circumstances like this, you go from being biology to physics.
Yes.
All their cells were destroyed.
Yeah, so they were unconscious.
And vaporized in under a millisecond. And your nerves take at least 125 milliseconds. They were vaporized before they even knew what was going on. But they did know that the sub had gone into emergency situation because they knew, because of the way it's designed, they knew that it would start audibly creaking when there was an issue. And so James Cameron, who was like the Submariner, somehow, movie director, he's like the expert Submariner to know.
Are you serious?
Things. Yes, because he's gone down the Titanic like several times. He's gone down the Challenger deep.
Wow, I didn't know he was just like a scuba diver submarine expert.
And he helped design the Challenger that went down to the bottom of Challenger deep. Of course, it was similar to this, was a one-time use.
Oh. Wait. It came back up though, right?
Yeah. But but because it was designed to compress, because when you design something that goes that deep and you don't design it to compress, it makes it much more difficult to design something that will withstand it. And so,
what if you just make something that's already compressed?
No, you want it to compress. You want that movement. When you restrict movement, you have to over-engineer everything. There is a submarine that's done like a crap ton of dives down to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, and so but that one wasn't designed to compress. But it's, but this.
Why didn't they just take that thing down instead of this Titan?
Well, cheap. So
the billionaires wanted cheap.
Well, yeah, they wanted to make money. And they also, they were doing scientific research. But the thing is, everybody was like, carbon fiber is a one-time use submarine.
How many times did they use it?
12. Everybody's like, carbon fiber is a one-time use because carbon fiber compresses a lot. Mm-hmm. And, that starts to cause strain points.
Yeah.
And,
points.
Yeah, so some people are saying it was the porthole, but I don't think it's a lot of people are saying it's where they merged the titanium sphere to the carbon fiber. That's what failed. So yeah, and like one of the YouTubers I watch, he did a live stream on it. He was talking about it. He's like, I don't know why they built the damn thing out of the carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is when you're worried about weight. This is a submarine. You're not worried about weight. Because he said literally, here's the science behind this, right? To confine the air on the inside, right? It will always float. Because it has to bring all of this air down to the bottom of the ocean. He says it will always float. Mm-hmm. You can build it out of steel like everyone else does, and it won't, or titanium, I guess, if you want to be bougie like that, and it won't have any issues. But these motherfuckers were like, no. We gotta build it out of carbon fiber.
This bougie word, you get that from Kyle?
Bougie? I've always known about bougie.
No, I just remember, what was it? What did he use that? We went to one of the national parks and he said it. It was just because you're bougie like that or something.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
I just remember it just made me laugh, just because it's like you never hear the word a lot, and then it's just the way he used it.
I used it or he used it?
He used it, and then you used it just now. It reminded me of it.
I don't know. I've known the word for I don't know.
Well, no, but you never use it a lot.
Well, I never talk about bougie shit, because fuck bougie people and fuck bougie shit. It's a very common thing. No, but like, just they designed this thing. They built it out of carbon fiber, which is an unproven material. All the safety officers said this isn't a good idea. You shouldn't use this more than once. Proceeds to use it more than once.
No, but yeah, that's a good point. You know, when you encapsulate a pocket of air, it's like trying to take a glass and put it underwater. You know, it's going to flip up and come back up. A pocket of air doesn't want to go down under the ocean.
No. So, I mean, unless you, I guess, build the thing... Unless, like, you build it out of steel and you over-engineer it for the depths, but you're usually not doing that, you never... Because the guy was just like, there's no point to ever worry about it. Like, there's no reason to worry about carbon fiber. Like, he's like, I don't understand. Why would you build it? Just build it out of freaking steel or titanium like everybody else. And... Well, they also said the big thing was they built it out like a cylinder. Most of these deep sea vessels that go down there are not built like a cylinder. The part that holds the people are a sphere.
Yeah.
Well, that was part of the problem is now you have a right angle. That's why they don't build, cylinders. It's because they have right angles. And right angles cause a pressure
like
point.
A bubble. Like a little an ovoid.
Well, like an egg?
Yeah, like an egg.
Well, I guess you could maybe build it like that, but again, you're still...
I mean, that's how they look in all the comics.
Yeah, but like, it's still it's going to cause uneven pressure.
They also don't have glass. It's a little... They all had monitors to look at it.
Well, they did have a porthole.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh.
But the porthole wasn't the issue because a lot of people are like, oh, the porthole, like, no. So the thing about when you're going underwater like this is when you put a hatch into it, you think, God, that's going to cause an issue. No, actually, because the water pressure causes it to seal tighter. So you don't have to worry about water leaking in through the hatch or the porthole because the water pushes it in and seals it.
You think it'd try to find every little... It's pushing in, but you'd think it'd try to find every little crevice.
It fills the crevices because of how much pressure there is.
But you think it'd try to seep in through the...
Nope.
No?
Nope. When you're under this amount of pressure, it seals it that well. So you don't have to worry about your seal.
Oh,
you just have to make sure...
I see
you just have to make sure in their case, which is why they had the bolts... And the reason why they're just hardware-style bolts, you just have to make sure it doesn't shift.
Mm-hmm.
So in the case of the Titan, they just have to make sure it doesn't shift. Because if it shifts, and those bolts shear, then, it's allowed to move. And, you got 6,000 pounds holding it this way.
Did they say how much heat there was?
Scott said a lot.
A lot?
Probably vaporizing them, burning them.
Burning? That's just crazy. Water burning you.
Not the water, the air. Because it's being compressed.
Oh. Oh, so they were burned before the water hit them.
Well, I mean, this is all happening under a millisecond, so if there was time to burn before the cells were vaporized by the extreme pressure, no, but they were disintegrated, turned into a red smoothie.
Well, I don't know, how much can bones withstand?
Not this. They said, think about a water jet, right? Like a cheap water jet, like a low-power water jet. It will still cut through your bone. Now imagine that on every single surface of your body.
A bone?
Yeah.
So, you're telling me there's no remains?
There might be fragments of bone, of like your femur, but there's no recovering bodies. There's no recovering anything.
Really? I guess I didn't think about it like that. I guess I just thought, like, they just would have been, kind of smashed.
No. This is an explosion.
It's an implosion.
Yeah, but then it explodes.
Oh, then it explodes?
Well, because you pushed all the water, you compressed all the air.
So now it's equalized.
Yeah, but then the air, starts to expand back out again.
The air doesn't need to. It's equalized.
I guess. I don't know. Well, point is, yeah, it was an implosion, which is very loud. They said it was like equivalent of like several tons of TNT going on.
Oh, they recorded the sound?
The Navy actually knew they've been dead for like, the entire time.
Oh, really?
The Navy is listening to everything.
So they recorded the sound.
They're like, I wonder what that was. They're like, sounds like an implosion. They're just like, well, so like I watched a guy on TikTok that I follow. He's in air defense, but he was just like, when the radar has, when something shows up on the radar like an atmospheric disturbance, you report it to your officer. Officer then reports it to like the company who makes the thing. They send out a guy who downloads your day's worth of data. He then takes it back to the company. Company makes a fix, brings out a flash drive, shoves it into the machine, boop, fixes it. That's basically what happened with this case. They're listening with the sonar. They hear the explosion, like, wonder what that was. So they send it up, goes through the whole process. They thought it was just an anomaly, but it turned out, after analyzing, that was an anomaly, and these guys, yeah, they're probably dead. But you can't assume, it still could.
So they did send in a little probe to go.
Yeah, and they found the hemispheres and like the nose and the tail cone. They haven't said they found any bits of carbon fiber, but
bits of carbon.
Yeah, how are you gonna tell the difference between you and the carbon fiber?
We shouldn't laugh, but
we're all going to hell. Everybody that laughed at these memes is going to hell. Doesn't matter. Billionaires, they had death 3 times in the waiver.
They had what?
Death.
Oh.
The word death was written 3 times in the waiver they signed.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So they were aware.
And literally everybody told them, this isn't safe. You should really not go down this thing any more than once. Hell.
Why didn't they make a new one?
Well, expensive. But I question, I'm like, they're paying $250,000 per ride. No, I think one of the best memes is when you pay $250,000 thinking it's a round trip, and it wasn't.
Oh. No. When you find out it's a one-way trip.
Oh, all right. No, the open the door meme, it's worked both ways. So you have sharks trying to get in to eat them, and then you have them trying to get out. So the banging sounds, which as literally all the people who, when they first heard it, said, yeah, no, that's not the sub, that's definitely just electronic noise. Everybody's just like, open the door. Open the door. That meme.
Let's see.
We're all going to hell. Oh, man. In all seriousness now, don't go to fucking Submarine. But I think all the memes, the big thing is everybody's making fun of the game controllers, but literally nuclear submarines are controlled with game controllers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because you know what the thing is, right? So the U.S. military realizes
because everyone knows how to use a Game
every
Boy.
18-year-old that joins the military knows how to knows those controllers inside and out by the time they're 18. So they're like, all right, might as well. They're like, it might be some sort of like special one that's like industrial grade or whatever.
But it all has a Joy-Con and like a little A and B.
The favorite is when you get joystick drift below the ocean. It's like, oh, we're gonna die, folks. Or when the controller throws it, you're just like, the people are like, what's going on here?
Controller disconnected.
Oh my god, there are so many of those. And the people that were just like, there was somebody that was just like, and like all the comments on this one lady, she was just like, there wasn't even a porthole. And like all the comments like, are you freaking stupid? There was a porthole. And the funniest thing was, that's where the bathroom was.
Oh yeah.
That was the best view. So you'd go back there, they'd like put up a curtain and they'd turn up the music in the vessel while you used the bathroom. And you got this nice view of the ocean.
While you're taking your dump.
Yep. And a lot of people were like, well, the portal's not even useful because it's all going to be dark. I'm like, can I have lights on the outside of the boat? Are you stupid? On the outside of the submarine? Like, are you stupid? But when you're going down, yeah, it's pitch black in there.
I see.
Because they have to turn all the power off to conserve battery. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, what? Yeah, and it's like a 2-hour descent or something, or like, it's a long descent.
2 hours to descend?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because you're falling, because it's 4 kilometers. Yeah, it's 2 hours.
Oh, I guess so we don't get the bends or something? You don't want to fall too fast?
No, that's literally just as fast as it can fall.
Oh.
It's literally its terminal velocity in water.
Oh.
Because they
How long does it take to come up? Because I imagine it'd have to take longer. You don't want to get the bends.
Yes. I'm not sure. Because the thing is, they just drop the ballast and they go up. I think you go up at the same rate.
Oh.
Somehow that doesn't cause the bends. I don't know. Well, I guess no, if you're in the pressure vessel, the air pressure is always 1 atmosphere.
Oh, well, I suppose.
Or maybe so.
I suppose, yeah. You don't have the pressure on your body.
Yeah. It's not like you're in a... It's not like the pressure, you're not actually...
You're not in the scuba gear.
Yeah. You're not actually experiencing the pressure. So, no, but just imagine 2 hours in pitch black. You and 4 other people just in this tiny, in something the size of a minivan.
Yeah. But then you get to see so did they get to see the Titanic before they died?
No.
They died before they got down?
Yeah. No, so the thing went into emergency mode before it got down there. Because James Cameron says, I think they started... Because, like I said, you could hear... And they actually, there were recordings before they lost contact saying, like, they were hearing noises or whatever. Which James Cameron said, yeah, that's when you freaking hit the abort button and you go back up.
They didn't hit the abort button?
Well, they did. It dropped the ballast. It went back up, but it was too late. And it imploded.
Oh, it was already too late.
Yeah. It had the carbon fiber had cracked too much, and that's the theories, anyways. And so they died.
Oh, so they didn't even get to see the Titanic.
Nope.
Sad.
I think. Well, so like, I mean, no, I think the greatest part. I think it's the whole story. It's just like the CEO fired anybody who was trying to be safe. Like they had a pilot. And the pilot was like, I don't want to go down this thing anymore. She's like, okay, you're fired. Now train the next guy. So he trained him. It was like, this isn't safe. People are this is not a safe vessel. Do not go down this.
Yeah.
It was really sad. It's like, there's these explorers or whatever. There's the one guy who's been down the Titanic, a few times. And he's been to the bottom of Challenger Deep. He's been to Mount Everest.
Was he one of the people that died?
And he died, yeah.
Oh, wow.
He was like, a well-known explorer. He's done like all these cool things, and he's just doing another routine Titanic dive. and dies. Because these assholes built it out of freaking carbon fiber, which everybody said, this is not a proven material. Do not do this. This is a bad idea. And because that was the big thing, right? So, like, space, and everybody's, like, trying to compare this to, like, space tourism. And, like, oh, don't we think these space companies? And they're just like, no. Well, maybe SpaceX, but all these space companies, the FAA controls all of this.
Yeah, good.
Because it's not international, because water, the ocean is international waters. There's no governing body or safety thing.
Yeah.
But the air is not. You're controlled. You're in U.S. airspace, so you have to comply by the FAA. And so the FAA makes sure all of these are built to spec and that these are very safe vessels.
All the rules, well, I shouldn't say all. Vast majority of the rules in the FAA are written out of blood.
Well, so yeah,
that is one of the things I learned.
So Congress,
they are written out of blood. So there's a reason they exist.
So like a bunch of the Republicans, they wanted to reverse a bunch of FAA rules or whatever, saying we don't want these bills to exist anymore.
There's a reason they exist.
These exist because people died.
Yes.
This isn't like the government being over regulatory. This is because people died. Mm-hmm. And now we have these rules so people don't die. This isn't freaking they're wanting to, this isn't Democrats wanting to tax rich people or wanting to control what's in your water. This is because people died.
Yes. Yep.
And they don't understand that.
Yep.
And so now it's like, people are now people are questioning, well, do you think this will cause them to change rules? And it's like, no, because this is international water. So the UN would have to go and decide to make some rules, do some changes.
Yeah, they have specs for everything.
I'm sure
there is a certain method by which you remove corrosion or tighten a bolt. Everything has a spec.